Scheduled traffic, Commander 115 Kilo Tango is 4 to the west. We'll be maneuvering for entry 45 to the left and wind 29 scheduled. Scheduled is yellow will be currently downwind for 344 for 29 or full stop. Scheduled traffic 3 Kilo West is 29.
Scheduled traffic experimental 144 Papa Zulu takeoff runway 29 to the pattern. Okay, will it clear out there? Let's go. Mixture's up.
Scheduled yellow will be turning base 29 or full stop.
Coming up on full power.
And scheduled traffic, Commander 115 Kilo Tango is under 45 for the entry to the left-hand wind 29 full stop schedule. Aircraft turning base, how far out are you? About 1.5 miles on base. I will hold short, caravan holding short, runway 29. Turning final. Scheduled traffic, Commander 115 Kilo Tango is left downwind, 29 scheduled.
Cylinder head temperature.
Okay, and we've got a hot cylinder. And 4 Papa Zulu is on the downwind, number 2.
Scheduled traffic, Commander 115 Kilo Tango turning left, base 29 scheduled.
Cylinder number 5 hit 440 degrees. We're a little bit low for the pattern at 800 feet, but we're not going to climb any higher right now. We're just going to bring it back. And here come the flaps.
Scheduled traffic, Commander is turning finals 29 scheduled.
And the stick is also, need to adjust the stick here just a little bit too, because I've got an awful lot back right now. Okay, there's 80 knots. 4 Papa Zulu is on base, runway 29 scheduled. And scheduled traffic from 4 Papa Zulu. This will be a precautionary landing. I've got high temps on my engine right now. Papa Zulu is on fire, runway 29, full stop.
Commander's clear of the axis, 29, scheduled.
Traffic.
Okay, so we went flying yesterday for about 4 minutes. Climbed out, and at about 400 feet, got the dynon told me that I had a cylinder temperature or cylinder over temp. And I looked down, and my cylinder number 5, this one here, was at 440 degrees and climbing. So I leveled off at 800 feet, came back and landed. The prop, the new Sensenich prop, is changed the RPM and changed how airflow is coming into the engine. So what I had done for the two-blade Sensenich prop, the wood prop that I had borrowed from Israeli Aviation, isn't working now. I had dialed in the carburetor and the airflow going into the intakes to deal with that particular prop. And you'll recognize, you spin this off here, you'll recognize that this is all still pretty rough. And I'm still testing. I'm still figuring out what I want the final version to look like. But I'll take this off here in a moment, and I'll show you what I had done. This side was running cold, cold, and cold. I could not get it to warm up, so I had to block off more and more air coming into it. Well, with this prop, it's getting plenty of air, or it's getting the right amount of air relative to the other side. And now I've got to fix this. So we'll come back here in a second, and I'll show you what's inside here. The amount of air I had to block off to make the two-blade prop work. Okay, so I've got the 4 bolts loose here. Before I take this off, I want you to see this is my dipstick, and I run a dipstick all the way down through there to check the engine. So I don't have to take the cowling off or open an access hatch. All I do is pull this out and twist it. I dip my oil into here, I can check it, and then I can just close this back up. And that way I don't have to open it or cut any access hatches into the cowling or anything like that. And then this tucks in under here, and it's behind the cowling. Never has to be seen, doesn't interfere with anything. The reason the cotter pin is in here is so that this can't turn and back itself off. And this is attached up here to the upper part of the housing. But we've removed the bolts, so that's a side note. Now we remove the bolts, and this should, if I've done everything right, this should pop right up and out. And there we go. Okay, so what I want you to see in here is in here how big this wall is, how big this shelf is to keep this cylinder number 5 cool or warm enough. Because with a two-blade prop, when this was, before I put this in, and this is just PVC pipe from Home Depot, my entrance here was 5 inches across. From the edge of here to the edge of here was 5 inches. Well, now the entrance is just under 4.5. And it's running warmer, but it's not because of the amount of flow coming in here. Earlier I had too much air in. What I had to do is I actually had to block it off. And if you look at this, this is how much air, this is all the air that was coming into the entire engine on this side, and it was still running too cold. This is how far up I had to dial this, get the engine to run warm enough that this side was running relatively close to the same temperature on the other side. I'm going to take this off because this cylinder was running high on this last flight, temperature-wise, and I think it's because this prop, it's forcing less air into this because it doesn't have the same bite. And we'll fly it again this afternoon if the weather holds, and we'll see what happens. I've pulled the air dam out, and you can see how tall it is relative to where it was sitting up here. And I anticipate I might see this actually run a little bit cold. If it does, well, that's fine, because overtemping is a lot worse than flying it a little bit cold. Incremental stuff, guys, little tiny adjustments can have a huge impact on how the engine's running.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. It's the next day, and we're getting ready to go flying. So we've made some adjustments to the flight controls. They should be a lot smoother now and have a lot more authority. We've made an adjustment to the cooling. So we should get better cooling on the right-hand side and shouldn't overtemp any of the cylinders.
It's Johnny, Cherokee 8643 Whiskey, take me active, runway 11, it's Johnny.
And we should be ready to go. Okay, just like yesterday, only better and longer. There's 70 knots. And we're going flying.
Traffic 727 November, turning left center runway 11 status.
And our engine temperatures look like they're in band. Plane looks like it's climbing out good. We got 700 feet per minute showing right now. 168 on the oil temperature. Fort Papa Zulu is turning crosswind runway 11, sketch it. Okay, quick rundown on temperatures at full throttle: 362, 398, 419, 416, 361, 383. EGTs 1449, 1346. Oil pressure 23, oil temperature 201. Fort Papa Zulu is turning final runway 11, schedule full stop. Fort Papa Zulu is rolling to the end.